Hello. Hello and welcome. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to sit down or stand up. I guess I'll stand up. But hello and welcome in. Welcome to Tammy Loves Vintage. My name is Tammy and I thought I would show you my antique haul from shopping yesterday at the Don Scott Antique Market in Columbus, Ohio. What have I put away? I laid everything out and I thought, gosh, I didn't get as much as I felt like I got. And so I thought maybe you wouldn't, it wasn't enough to really go live. And then my friend Julie's like, well, you need to share. It's one of my favorite things. And so I thought, yeah, you're right. People do like to see. But I didn't get anything like any projects or anything I think is going to inspire you. But maybe it's still fun to see what excited me. So the only thing I won't be able to show you is I bought some Shiny Bright bulbs, and I guess I could take you in. I'm in the middle of trying to decorate for Christmas. I ended up going over to my daughter's. We had a baby shower today, and when I got back home and dropped Julie off, I went over to my daughter's and we hung out for a while, and then we got home and I was going to go live, but I had forgotten Marilyn was going live in my group. Marilyn was done by me. She had a sale and she just finished up here just a few minutes ago. So I decided I'm just going to do it and show you guys. So sorry it's getting kind of late, but every time I start to put it away, I feel guilty because I think you guys want to see. So anyway, I'm not going to use my chair. Okay, so one of the first things that I found was this really cool. I found two quilts. I got two quilts. And I just always love all of the stitching, all of the hands. See all of these little marks? These are all stitches people have sewn in by hand. It's called a crazy quilt. And the stitch work is just phenomenal. It just goes on and on and on. This whole thing is, and it's big. It's really, really big. It just goes, all of the stitch work is amazing. So I bought this. Let me see here. It unfolds, and it unfolds. So I'll be able to share some pieces of this with people. But I really liked it a lot. So anyway, I picked this up. I mean, you can just see all of this. See all the stitches showing up? And of course, we've been using these in needle keeps and in... I don't do a lot of journals, but we've done some journals. And what else did I pin cushions. We've been using them for pin cushions too. And it's the season. 'Tis the season for our cotton spun Santa coats. And when I unpacked my big Santa we made last year on the Christmas tree, I was like, it took my breath away when I unpacked it. I'm like, holy moly, I love it. Oh, and then let me show you something else. Sometimes, like most people are looking at the front of the quilts, but I found myself looking at the back side of the quilt because look how great this is. So I love neutral. I mean, obviously I'm a neutral person. This is my only time. Well, it's not. That's not true. This is one of the times of year that I splash color in. So anyway, but I loved all of this vintage looking. Look at the vintage materials on the back of this one. It was really good. See that one? I mean, we could have just as much fun with the back side, honestly, and the stitch work is still showing. See? So a lot of times there'll be a liner and then like batting or something inside, so you might not be able to see what's underneath all of that. But sometimes you find them like this where they're open and you can see what you're getting. But these fabrics on the back are pieced together and they're fabulous. So for vintage fabric projects, you can see, I mean, I just see possibility with every one of these patterns, honestly. And the plain is really my most favorite, I would say. I love the colors in this. I'm thrilled with these two squares right here. They make great, especially pin cushions and needle keeps. I love using the back sides and showing off the stitching. So anyway, this was a great find. Love that. And then I found this one, which is all velvet and satin. Now, in the aged satin, the satin usually deteriorates. It doesn't hold up well over time, such as this, you see. But the overall patch, like here, see, every time there's satin, it's not held up great. But there's enough for these Santa coats that we do. There's enough of it. There's enough of it in here that we can work with it for sure. And then again, the back is awesome. If you love hand stitching, can you see that? And so that one's pink, and then over here is a bunch of neutrals. So the back sides, you know, when you're looking at the front, I'm like, oh, there's kind of like these golds were just maybe too bright for me, or some fur. I was like, I don't know. It might be cute on a Santa coat. But the golds was really strong. You can see. I like them a little more muted. But when I flipped it over, Julie and I were like, ooh, we were oohing and awing over the backside. She's like, we have to be the only people that get excited about the inside of a quilt. But, I mean, look at the stitches. It's just awesome. And this was 1914. Look at that. It's stitched right on there, 1914. This was a quilt that I bought. Oh, I've got it stuck up here with Velcro, but this is one. It had a bunch of writing on it, and I saved it. So I put it on a piece of foam core, and I put a command strip on the back and just barely wrapped the edges. And I decorated some pins and stuck them in there. And this is on my wall. And it's satin. See how the satin rips? So I just love that piece of that quilt with it. It says Anna M. Saurin, Renee, let's see, Renee Eve, it looks like. And then it says Columbus. So there, she's from Columbus, Ohio, 1895. I love that. So, and Columbus is an hour from me. That's where we went shopping actually yesterday. So anyway, there's that. So I have that on my wall up here. It had enough black in it that it matched my Clara Bow picture, so it works. It worked. It's okay. You know, it's not the best spot for it, but I didn't really have another spot. Okay, so there's that. And then, if you remember, I think it was 2 years ago. I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before last. I had purchased a wreath, and I believe I got it on Amazon, and it was beige and silver. I wish I should take you up and show you. Oh, I should have brought it down here. I might take you upstairs when we're all done. I will show you the, so you saw the quilts and the piece. I'd love to show you this and some of the bulbs that I got and what I did with them on my tree. So hi, Marilyn, thank you. Anyway, I found more pieces. So this older lady, she's my favorite booth. We run to her. When they open up the doors, we stand in line. And when they open up the doors, we run to get to this gal. And she always has like the best stuff, always. And anyway, she had three pieces of this. She had three pieces. And I could not grab it fast enough. Of course, I asked Julie if she wanted any. And she was good. So I got it all. But anyway, I love these frosted like roses. This is so old. And like you can see how tired it is. But I can snip all of that stuff off that's frayed out. And I want you to see the wreath that I made. But so this piece was $18.50. And so, you know, it's a little pricey, but worth it to me. Okay, so you kind of have to know a little bit about millinery flower type things. So these are probably a little too big. I don't know, Marilyn, do you think these would be? Oh, thank you. I had those in pink in my sale the other day. Anyway, this yeah, so you can see how tired it is, right? But isn't it piece by piece? So I ordered this. So this piece was $12. But I ordered this wreath off of Amazon, and then I ended up and I flocked it, and I feel like I painted it out a little bit. I can't remember. I think I painted it a little bit, but I did some stuff to it, and then I added this. I had two little pieces about this size. This was $12. I added a couple of pieces about this size and snipped them all out and made it all work in there, and I absolutely love how that wreath turned out. I left it clear up till the beginning of March last year, and I hated to take it down, but of course I did when it was time. But anyway, so this was of all the silliest things, I know. My light's really glaring in my glasses, I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite things that I found, only because I really needed I only needed a couple more of these roses, but I loved them so much, and I thought I want to do my bedroom in this color. I had found an old picture one time, and it said dressmaker on it, all in wood letters. It's very cool, very old looking. I don't know the age of it. Any more reproductions are so good, but I loved it, dressmaker, and I thought it would be cute over my closet or somewhere in my bedroom. And so, but it's this color too. So anyway, this piece was the most expensive. It was $22.50, and this gives you an idea of how big it was. But I love it. I just love it. So there's that. And then let's see here. I bought a bunch of these little calling cards. They're called calling cards, and they're beautiful. They're all in really good condition, and they have their names. You lift them up, and so when you would meet someone new, you would it just has your name on it. Like this says Pearl Allen, and it's handwritten, a beautiful handwriting. And this one says it looks like Ethel M. Washington, E-T-T-A-L, Ethel M. Washington, but the writing is beautiful. And this is Alice C. Oberg. Here's another Pearl Allen, and here's another Pearl Allen. And then in the back, there's an envelope, a beautiful, look at this, a beautiful envelope, look, and it's Pearl Allen. And then inside was a card that had Pearl Allen. So those were all in this envelope that I got. But anyway, these little calling cards, this is what they look like. They're great to work into your projects or to tuck on an assemblage or in a journal or whatever. If you guys follow me, you know I use these little sorts of things. This top part is like a Victorian scrap, and then they use the Victorian scrap to cover their name and make them, like, that's a really fancy one. But they're just beautiful. And there was some in here. There's a lot with birds. This one had a boat. This one has a rose. There's a lot with birds. This one had a little house. They're all beautiful, but there was a couple in here that I just really loved. Let me see if I can find, oh, look at this one with the girl in the window. Isn't that sweet? And it says, to my birdie, and her name was Edna Johnson. I love that. Let me see here. So there's, I'll let you guys look as I look through to find, I want to find the Lily of the Valley one. If you know me, you know. There, here, right here. I love this one. That one's probably a favorite. Because I have Lily of the Valley in my backyard. Cora M. Johnson. It's beautiful. And so anyway, I got tons of these. Look at this one. I love the coloring of that. But they're beautiful. They're old. There's another one. This one's a little bit different with the Lily of the Valley in there. Love it. So, and then there were a few that had envelopes, and inside the envelope is the little matching card. Nothing on the front, it's just plain. But then inside there's a little card that pops out. And then Ernest E. Payson. Ernest E. Payson, his name is printed on there. And that was his calling card. So he was quite schmancy compared to these other ones. You got a whole envelope. And then here's another envelope. Doves on it. Let's see who this one is. This one has a house, and it's Clara Johnson. Clara Johnson. And then here's one. I thought these were so great. This one is, oh, what does that say? Affections Offering, something like that. I can't make it out. And then let's see what the name is. Oscar F. Johnson. So anyway, those will be great to craft with. I already have a whole pile of them, but I love these, and they were all in such great shape. Usually you get just like the little flap, the cover part's broken off, or their hands are ripped, and usually they are holding, like most of them are holding the greeting in their hand. There's always a hand here, not always, but a lot of times. See the hand right there by my finger. Yeah, there's another one. See the hand on the opposite side of where I'm holding it. They're usually holding, here's hands. These two have hands. I'm just going to pull a few out, but these all have hands holding. So it's something about handing a person your calling card. I don't know. I've never researched it or looked it up, but a lot of times the hands are ripped or whatever. But this whole big stack was all intact. So I thought that was great. Actually, Marilyn called last night. We were talking. A few of them had come unglued, like where the hand was stuck. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right, Sandy. So while I was talking to Marilyn, I was tacking down. I was gluing some because I felt like they needed glued down. And then found this little book, and I just got it. I did not need a book. I did not need a book, but I thought it was just beautiful. I loved the flowers. I loved the gold work. I loved the binding. There's nothing fabulous inside at all. There wasn't anything great about it, except I loved the color. Like, again, it's in the same family, but see, it's that turquoisey, what would you call it? Color? Teal. No, not teal either. I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word. But anyway, like an eggshell. That's not it either. But I can't think of the word right now. Oh my gosh, that's terrible, because that's my job as a house painter, to know colors. I can't think of the word. Well, you guys just make me nervous. So, and then if you know me, you know I have a little collection of dice. I have just a little ironstone soap dish full of dice, different sizes, different kinds. Some are bone, a lot are wood. I would say this one is bone. You can kind of see the groove, like the lines of the bone. You can kind of tell they're also a little more yellowed. But in this, I just like black and white, but these were all wood. These ones here are all just wood dice. So I thought they were really cool. At one time I found a little domino set, little teeny tiny dominoes, and they were all handmade out of wood. So I have that down there too. But anyway, so I'll add those. And then I found these two little locks, and they had a key that went with. And the guy handed the guy, I had bought all these little things at this guy's booth, and he dropped it. And when I got home, the key was not with the locks. It's somewhere on the floor. I don't know. And I know the guy, so if he found it, he may save it for me. But it wasn't a special key. It's fine. But I liked it because it was tiny and it went with the locks. Because I found a couple of locks. Nothing, see what I mean? Nothing that great. Like, I didn't really need to go live, but I thought you guys might enjoy it. And then this was a silly thing, I suppose, but I thought it was kind of neat. It says, to Aunt Kelly from Win and Margaret, season greetings. And it's the old the old ribbon, but it's like paper ribbon. And it's so like when we get it, you know how you pull it and it curls? It looks like that, but it's more papery. I didn't try to rip it or see anything, but what caught my eye was this blue color. Let's see if it is. Oh no, it's not. It must be that plastic stuff, and it's just really tired, or maybe it's a fabric. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. I don't want to say because I'm not sure. But anyway, it's got those little lines. Yeah, you can see. But I loved that little bluish color again. So I thought maybe I could do something with that. And I always have the red. So I don't know if I can get it apart. And I don't know how it'll be. It was only $1.25. So I thought, well, yeah, that's fine. I'm not all that much of it. It was not going to work. And then got a couple little pair of scissors here. So I love getting the scissors for like when we do needle keeps, to hang a little pair of scissors off of the pit, or not needle keeps. Well, I like them in needle keeps as well. Anything sewing related, but I really like them in a pin cushion just for display. So we always look. Oh, I just dropped them. We always look for little tiny scissors like that. So there's that. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Oh, and this was $1, and we were trying to watch for angel things that I could put on my book that we've been working on in the group. And Julie spotted her. I thought she's probably too big, but it was only $1, and I thought I could. Yes, curling ribbon, and I thought, yeah, duck egg blue. Yeah, and that's still not the term I was thinking, but yes, that's the right color. I thought maybe I could cut it down a little bit and it would fit, but when I got home, it's not going to fit, so I'm not going to be able to use her, but it was just a Christmas card. So yeah, I wanted to put her, we have this angel journal that we've been working on in there, and I've been really experimenting with plasters and the dripping paints and aging and waxes and all of that stuff. So it's been a fun one. And then also it was one that was sewn right here. It had the 2 holes and it had the really thick tie. So I came up with a way to get my cover that would work with the pages that had the holes and the tie. So I was really proud of myself coming up with all of that. I was pretty proud of myself. But so I have a few more pages to go in here, and I told the girls I'd do my best to get it done this month, but we're out a month and I didn't, so we're gonna have to keep working on that and around other things. But anyway, they know I'll get it done. Okay, and then the next thing I found was this really sweet little ribbon. It was $3. It says Mr. and Mrs. James M. Lambing, L-A-M-B-I-G. And over here it says 1865, and here it says 1890. And it says, what does that say? N-E-E, Miss Mary Brett, September 5th. I don't know what, it looks like it says N-E-E. Let me take it out of the bag so you guys can see. But I love how weathered it is, and of course the neutral colors are amazing. I have no idea, like look how frayed it is on the ends. I have no idea what I'm going to put it on or do with it, but I'll have it. When I find the perfect project for it, I'll know, and I'll be super happy that I sprung $3 for this little old ribbon. But it'll be perfect. It'll make or break a project for sure. Well, it won't break it, but it'll make it for sure. All right, then I bought a couple button cards. I rarely buy like the whole cards, but this one had so many beautiful, she called them trimmings. So I can't say that they're actual buttons, but she called them trimmings. So Marilyn might know. I'm looking for button loops, and yeah, they're not really, but yet they're, I don't know. But I thought it was beautiful. Look at how many pretty ones were on there. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna Nelly band. What does that mean, Joan? I don't know what that is. And then there's this one. I bought 2. So there was this one. But there were a lot of buttons on here. There were 47 items, 47 on here, and I wrote them down, 65 on here. So it was a lot. There were a lot. When you really counted them down, there was a lot to go around. I bought a couple of little doilies. I loved the raised flowers. That one's got a little bit of green on it, but that's fine. Anyway, I loved, they're not really doilies, but I love them to add to a journal or something like that. So again, nothing exciting really. A couple of pretty earrings to craft with. I bought a little cupcake topper. You know how we make the pipe cleaner Santa, or the pipe cleaner people. It's been a while. You guys, if I talk about anything that I say we've made, you are always welcome to go to YouTube. There's a page, it's Tammy Loves Vintage. It's my same page, and there you can, I have my own little search, like everybody does, but there's a little search, and you can search through my videos. So if you typed in pipe cleaner people or just pipe cleaner, this would come up. And the pipe cleaner people videos that I've done, or cotton spun, the cotton spun projects will come up. Like you can search or type Christmas and see what comes up. There's hundreds and hundreds of videos over there by me. So if you're like, want some Christmas vintage inspiration, and you can pull up your YouTube, I always, especially now that Facebook has dropped us, our videos, I send you over there, because all of my videos from here are over there. Even though they got rid of them here, they're still over there. So I found this little Santa. He's not a salt and pepper shaker. There's no holes in him. He's kind of heavy for what he is. I thought he was great, and I want to put him on a tin. He was $5 and thought that was great. So I'm going to put him on a tin. I love his chippiness. I think it's just awesome. So he was a favorite. He was a good find. I didn't find a lot, but I like what I found, you know. This little guy, he was $10. Here's his little tag. So it's he was kind of pricey, but $10, you know. But we make these. But what I liked about him was he's all out of the bump. So it's the chubbier pipe cleaners. I loved his faded tree, his really aged tree. But what I really loved was his skin-toned face. A lot of times these old faces that were like cupcake toppers is a lot of times where they made them from, are pink, like really, really pink. And I love that he's a regular skin tone and not pink. So little by little, you know, I clean out my pink ones. Here, I guess I can make him, they had him sitting down, but really he could stand. He's probably better standing. And they've got a little bent feet, but these are super fun to make. I've made tons of these. And when we had I had a little rental house, we were kind of thinking about moving in there, and I bought this wooden vase, and I bought a branch that kind of went, you know, up and out, and I hung all of my little people on that branch. And I thought it was just such a unique, different way of displaying all my little people. I have a ton of vintage ones now that I've collected over the years, and I've made a ton of them. So I have plenty now to fill a tree with, but at the time, you know, I didn't have a whole lot. So I was just trying to come up with a way, how am I going to display these little teeny tiny things and not get lost on a big tree? So I bought 4 Christmas trees. These are awesome, really, really awesome trees. Usually trees this size are about $10 to $20. It depends on who's selling them. And they have the old wooden base, so that's a great way to tell if they're old, is if they have the wooden base. There's another one, and another one. So these are smaller, but they're very old. You can just tell, right? You can tell they're old. There's another one. These were all $5 a piece. This should have been maybe 15. These should have been 8 to 10, and I got them all for $5 a piece. It was the very last booth we went to. He was holding them for me. He said, I can't believe these things are still here. I said, they've been waiting on me. That's why they're here. And he had this really cool, you know, the really old tinsel. I've shown you guys that for years. We do a lot with the old tinsel. And anyway, he had old tinsel, but it was kind of tattered and rotted out. But it had double-ended open bulbs that hit every once in a while in amongst that gold tinsel. I'd never seen one like it, and he wanted $80 for it. But when we took it all out, a lot of them were broken, and I thought, oh, could I take it apart and make little bits and pieces? But he still wanted $40, and I thought, you know, I'd rather give him $80 for one that was in good shape than one that was it was kind of a mess. So I really wanted it, but it was just too much for what it was. So now I know to keep my eyes peeled for one of those. I've never seen one before. So I'll show you, if you guys want to, when we're all done, I can walk you around and show you. I'm not very far along in my decorating, but it's coming. Anyway, found a little pin cushion. Love her with the old pins. There was I don't think I showed you guys, but there was a lady at the Springfield show, and she had these come as a set. There's 2 of them, and they had ribbons around them, and then the ribbon was attached to the other one. They were like together, and they were quite expensive. And I bought them because we've been doing a lot with pin cushions, and I have a little collection of pin cushions that were unique and old. And it was Julie's birthday, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can get both of us. I can get 2 for the price of one, you know, one big price. I could split it and make it not hurt so bad. So I did that. Well, anyway, we were walking along, and this lady had 2 of them, and she said she really wanted to sell them as a set for $15 for the set. I'm like, are you kidding? See how like one man's treasure is another man's junk. Like, they were nothing to her. They were, you know, spotted up, yucky, ugly. I get it, but they're also old satin with old pins, and I think they're quite special, the little porcelain doll. And she said the whole doll was in there. She had another set, and it had really come apart, and she said the whole body is in there. And I know that to be true because the other ones that we got, the more expensive ones, had little feet. If I remember, if I take you upstairs, I'll show you. Help me remember. Help me remember. Okay. Then I only bought 4 cabinet cards. I absolutely loved her hat. She's a mess. She was $10, but I loved her hat. I can do something amazing with her. I don't know what, but I'll do something great. I know I will. It'll be great to me. Nobody else might think so, but I will. And then there's this one. I thought she was pretty. And then this, I loved their hats. I'm really getting into these cabinet cards with cool hats. And she was only $2 because she's a mess. They're a mess. But I bought her. I think she was $2 as well. Yeah, she was $2 as well. Now this one was $15. She was a little more. These were a little bit more expensive. But look at it, like awesome. And it's all the same little girl. And she's 11 years old, and it says Aunt Gertrude and Uncle Charlie from Julia Metcalf. So Julia Metcalf is her name, and she gifted this to, I'm assuming she gifted this to Aunt Gertrude and Uncle Charlie, and she was 11 years old. Isn't that, I just think that's amazing. So love, love, love that. There was an envelope and something. Oh, what does this say? Oh, something about Red Cross. But no, reorder pictures. I found it in this old book. I'm going to show you the old book in a minute. And then I found this. It said, a happy new year to you. Many New Year's mornings be love's golden gate when peace and joy go with the await. But I loved, isn't that pretty? And again, there's that color popping up. My master bedroom kind of has stuff in this colorway. So, you know, you can see I've got something's brewing with me and this particular color. It shows you something else in that color. Oh, that book. There's something happening with me, I see, with this color. It's off a little bit, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, we'll see where that color's leading us. And then I got this little Christmas card. I thought it was sweet. It said, may Christmas break serene and fair, filled with hope and joy. It was just a little card. It was $1. Okay, got that. Then I got a couple of hats. This little hat, but I only want the flowers. Like, I don't care about the hat part. The leaves are great. And it still has the original tag from the store in it. Isn't that crazy? I think there were some more on top. Someone's probably pulled them off, honestly. Or there was feathers, or there was something on top. But anyway, so I guess I got more than I felt like I got. So yay. But anyway, you know how I use these in projects. If I take you upstairs, I can show you. I got to try to remember all the things I'm going to show you now. I'll show you my 2 trees, and then I'll show you upstairs that wreath. So I think that's all I would show you. Oh my gosh, my bedroom's not ready for people, but. And then I love the flowers on this. I love when I can find the velvet flowers mixed. I just think that's beautiful. So yeah, these are velvet. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, there's some velvet in there. But the rest of the hat, I'll pitch. I should offer it up to people if somebody wants to like create a vintage hat. That would be cool, but I usually pitch them, to be honest. And then this was $12. This little, I think they're a lily, probably. I don't know what it is. I think Marilyn, I showed Marilyn last night. She told me what it was, but I forget. I think it's a lily. They're pretty. So I'll do something with that. And then I got these were $12 also. I thought those were fabulous for a project with, you know, in the right everything. It'll be wonderful. So yeah, the hats are tough to find, man. They are. I'll say that. And then I bought this. I said I'll buy it if you'll let me keep it here in your booth because I'm not lugging it around. And he said, oh yeah, no problem. So anyway, I bought this big journal, a leather binding. It's falling apart. But the pages, and all you have to do really is glue it down. I mean, if you wanted to save the book, you could glue it. You could glue it and get it pretty good. I love the tattered of it anyway. But I thought I can take this off, do a project. I can take this off and do a project. And then wait till you guys see. I'm going to offer you up some of these pages. Tons and tons of writing. But there's blue writing throughout the book. Blue writing. And then in the back, it switches. I see it switches to purple writing. I don't know if the blue ink just faded out and went purple. I wouldn't think they would have had. This was in 1937. So I'm not sure, but it's tons and tons of pages of purples. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can whip out my purple flowers. And what a great background, but I don't need, I mean, look how many pages. I don't need all those pages. So anyway, I don't want to keep this. This I bought to tear up and share. Whoops. And share, but I thought the colors of ink was good. Is that it? I think, oh, one more thing. There's one more thing that was hiding. Was this piece of old red dot fabric, but I thought what a great background. It was $12. Let's see how big this square is. It's pretty big. It's probably a yard by a couple by 2 feet, 24 inches, 24 by 36 maybe, hunk. Well, I got my, yeah, it's a yard. And then let me see. Yeah, a yard. It's 36 by 24. I can tell you that right now. But I thought it was really great, and it's vintage. I don't know if it's gonna rip. Oh yeah, it's gonna rip really easy. But I thought for Christmas, and then if I don't use the whole thing, I can put it in the Valentine box and get a little good out of maybe some Valentine projects. But as a background, you know, for, I mean, this is something I have handy that's Christmas, but you know, like, see. Won't that be great? I thought it would be great. So I just pictured it as a backdrop for projects. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Besides, I did get some Shiny Brights, and I'll take you out now. Oh gosh, I only have 20% on my phone, so we better make it snappy. But I don't mind taking you out and showing you if you guys want to see. I can show you this tree first. Let me wrap you around here and get my light on because my light's not on. And I told you the house is a mess because look, I'm in the middle of decorating, so I've pulled down my my everyday is pulled down, and then my Christmas, I haven't done the centerpiece yet. Here's my tree with my people. I haven't got them. I left them on last year, and oh, that tree got beat around. I will never do that again. But I left them all, like this little guy was $22, look at that, $22 for that. But I'd never seen the old pipe cleaner deer. I thought that was awesome. But anyway, I'll get this all fixed up and then I'll show you guys. And my little coffee mug, my Santa mug collection is pretty great. And there I got a little hole. I got a little bit of progress. And then here's here's some of my Shiny Brights that I bought, and then the cotton spun Santas. So you heard me talk about cotton spun. If you want, here's like an original. This is a real one. They're usually very expensive, but ladies used to make these back, you know, forever ago. And he's holding a little white, that's a little Christmas tree right there. And then like we made him out of a quilt, made him out of batting. Made the girls up there. We've made some of the little birds. We've done that. We've done all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I loaded this tree up with little vintage bulbs. Now you can find them at these little bulbs at Hobby Lobby that are just reproduction. But I love the fact that these are all really old. You can find these really neat hooks on Amazon. Whoops, hang on a second. I need to order some more. I love the vintage look of these hooks. You see that? I love that. Hang on, let me put this back on. I don't want to break any of them. and I ran out. I didn't have enough, so I put some of this old silver hooks. I'll change them all out when I get more from Amazon, but you can order those. But I loved all of these, and these are usually $1 a piece. So just to give you an idea, so you're better off to get them at Hobby Lobby or whatever. But these are especially my favorite, that kind right there. So anyway, I love how that tree turned out. I didn't have a particular topper, so I didn't do anything up top. And I've just, every year I've added a few more bulbs to this, and I really like it loaded up. I'd like to have double the amount that's on there and really fill it up nice. And then I did get this pretty much done. I think this is done. I'm not done with everything, so I may change it. This is a tree that came from Target, and I put my heat gun on it. It was a tinsel tree, and it was I didn't love it. It was silver. And so I put my heat gun on it and melted all the tinsel down to get this, like a feather tree. And then I sprayed it gold. And then I added all of these little vintage garland. And then there's lights on here too, but I haven't, my battery pack's hanging down here. I haven't put my batteries in yet, so I'll do that. And then I put my little deer collection, like I did this tin with the deer. I showed it the other day. And then I've got my German metal deer here. And then there's that picture that we made the other night together. And then here's we made these wool trees in the group. That was a great project to share with our girls. And we made these mugs in the group. Love how they turned out. They're super awesome. They're just Hobby Lobby mugs. This is a real one, but the other two are Hobby Lobby. And then we made these trees in the group, the little wire twisted trees. Here's another deer in another tin. And I need to do my pot. I just haven't, that's how it came. So, whoops, and there's my I found a little wooden deer, and someone had carved a little wooden deer, and I thought that was awesome. So, okay, there's that. And then I haven't done anything there. Oh gosh, I got my Christmas cards ready to go. Okay, and then here is this tree. I don't know if it's better with the light on or not, but I just keep adding and adding stuff. So you girls in the group too, remember the feather garland that we made? I put that on there. I've got these really old garlands. And then I picked up, this was as a kid, my mom had this and this on my tree. I remember there was some more that Mom had. And then we made some are Hobby Lobby, and a lot of them are vintage. I've got like all kinds of vintage bulbs. These are what I picked up antique shopping. There's that little cutie right there. There's all kinds of them. Here's one, love. Here's a little cutie, and here's a little cutie. Normally when I show this tree, it's all about the handmade stuff like this, and you know, the paper mache Santas. We've shown you guys how to do those too. Our little tart pans. Love that old one. There's the button bulb that we made. Just all kinds of stuff. Our hats, our little carolers hats. Those are awesome. But anyway, I messed around with this tree and really loaded it out. I don't have my Santa going around in circles. Sorry, but I didn't know I was going to show you guys. But anyway, I love how it's coming together. I need 2 more strands of this. And I didn't find any. Knocked my bird off. I didn't find any at the show. So I'm going to be shopping for that. I sold so many strands to you guys over the years, but I need another big one for down low. Down here, I need a strand. And then I need a strand for up top. And then I'll be done. But yeah, so I think Julie, we're getting ready to do a sale on Tuesday in the group at $4.45, I believe. I think it's $4.45. I'm pretty sure. And I think she said she had a couple strands. So, and I just added that tonight, so I didn't know I needed it. But I remember her saying that. So, okay, let me flip the light on and I'll take you upstairs. Oh my gosh, this is almost embarrassing, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's okay. You guys live in your houses like I do, so I'll show you. Okay, so here we are. This is my room. And there it is. I knew it. I did make my bed, but I didn't put my fancy pillows on. And I used one of those weighted blankets. I love it. It just cuddles me up. Anyway, let me see. What was I going to show you? Oh, this is a pretty one that we did. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but but see, this is where I carry that color in. I don't have a whole lot of that color, but I carry that color in up here a bit. And I carry it in here. This was my grandmother's. And I made this, remember? We made this together. Or did I do that in the group? I might have done that in the group. I can't remember. But here's the little girl I wanted to show you. So this is the one. She's a lot better condition than the one. But big price difference. But there's her little feet. See them? Her little shoes. Her little peaties. And her pins and her bows. So this bow strung across to another one, and I just cut it. And I put her in here. But the bows are that color that I love. So, whoops. So yeah, so I put her feet in the little plate rail part, and she sits up perfect. So I'm going to put the other little pin cushion there. And then I have this pin cushion, and then I have this pin cushion. And then the rest of them I made, this is just a perfume jar, but it kind of looks like a pin cushion. But anyway, so yeah, see, I told you when I made that, that color was perfect. And then here's that dressmaker's sign that I was telling you about. And see how it's got that color in it? And I told you, I know that the board it's on is old. I feel like it's old, but yet it's in too good of condition as far as no cracks or none of the letters are broken or whatever. So I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if it's old or not, but I don't care. I love it. And it was, I think I paid $40 for it, maybe $60. It wasn't very much. I mean, 60 would have been a lot, so it must have been 40. It probably was 40. Anyway, and then here, let me at least close the, as a realtor, I know you're not supposed to show your toilet open. And I think the fan will come on. No, it didn't, but if I turn this light on, it will. But here's that, I hate that fan. It didn't even, sorry, I bumped it. Anyway, here's that wreath I was telling you about. And I bought this wreath off of Amazon, and then I flocked it out. And then I added, do you recognize? See that garland? I have two pieces, this one and then this one. It's just small. I only had a couple little pieces. So I needed more right here. I needed one more piece, and I would love to have had another rose to pop in right here. And now I have it. She had them. So I'm tickled to pieces to get this. And you can see like the wall treatment, it's a paint treatment that we did years ago. I have had this in my bathroom for years. Anyway, it kind of tends to go that turquoisey color. So, and there's another little deal we did. And then here's another deal we did. You guys remember this in the group where we used half lace, kind of spread the lace around, and it's just a rice paper. Anyway, so that was fun. So anyway, there you go. That's, there you go. Oh, you guys remember this? Remember that? I loved that basket. I found that at an antique show and I came home. Oh, and here you go. I was told you I want to remember to show you what I do with those big flowers. There's an example. So there you go. I know I'm such a goof. I know. But I love showing you guys stuff. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Oh, let me show you her. It's been a long time since I showed her. She's fabulous. Look at her. Isn't she great? She's an old cage doll. Usually they would have had like a beautiful gown on her or whatever. And I just loved it. And I added, this is a clock spring. This right here is a clock spring that I added to her just to add a little bit more wire, a little bit more interest. And then I tied a key on there and I tied a tag and added that little bit of black and a little bit more ribbon. And I put that ribbon in her hair. Kind of dressed it up just a little bit. But I love it. I thought it was really cute. So anyway, there you go. And then there you go. There's my, I've shown you this just the other day. No, it's probably been a couple months ago now. That assemblage with my grandma's necklaces and stuff in there. So I love that. So yeah, my whole house, honestly, my whole house is like handmade. everything handmade. Which is so weird. When people come over, they're like, they don't even know what to make out of me. It's like, what is that? I know that's what I have my. Let me turn the light on. I'm going to show you just for the heck of it. Oh, look at my new cow picture. I got a new oil painting. Loved that. Isn't that neat? And it matched my other two really well, like accidentally. So I was super excited. Some lady on Instagram was selling. Anyway, they were like, what is that? Well, I made a dress. And I hung it. And I said, I'm like, I made the hanger. I'm all proudy, proud of my little dress. And they were kind of teasing me about my dress. Anyway, oh well. I love it. I don't care. I can take it. I have broad shoulders. You guys get it, right? You guys are my friends. You guys get it. At least the girls in my group get it. They get it for real. So anyway, that's all I have. So my phone, oh, I'm back here. I guess I can charge it back up. Where's my, let me find, oh, here it is. Let me find my charger. You remember some of this stuff? That's cool. Yeah, I bet you guys do, because I make a lot of it with you. I rarely make things on my own, seriously. Let me see what you guys are saying now that I'm back on the charger. Let's see. There's Sandra. Hi, Sandra, and Kim and Esther. Hi, everybody. It's called a cutter quilt, Rebecca. If you're still here, it's called a cutter quilt. Yay, you guys are liking my things. Hi, Dee Dee. Thanks, Marilyn and Pamela. And Vicky. Hi, and Sandy. Yes, I keep the wreath in my bathroom. I know, but I don't have that color anywhere in my house. So, yeah. Did I show you my wallpaper? In my laundry room, I just finished it a couple weeks ago. Hey, Joy, thank you. Thanks, Janet. Hi, Diana. Your favorite color forever. I love the two cruel chairs in your sitting area. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Robin. Icy blue. Yes, Sandy. I wish I could think of what that was called. It's not teal. Aqua. That's the color. That's what it is. Aqua. I always called it aqua. I think that's a good description of it. Aqua. I could not think of that word. Oh, look what's laying here. There you go. A Christmas bulb laying here in that color. I'm telling you. I picked this wallpaper. I love it. So I hung a wallpaper in my laundry room that matches this. Just one wall. And I'm going to do this wallpaper. It's from Home Depot. I'm going to do that wallpaper. It's just neutral. It's not green. It might have a green look there, but it's not. It's just neutral, beigey, beige, beige. And I'm going to do it on that wall across from you. So I'm going to look at it. But of course I have 2, 3, 4 windows to go around and the door to go around. But it's all squared off, so it'll be easy. But then I have new white curtains that I hung with ruffles, and I love them, but I've had them in my living room forever, and I have them in the little rental of the little house, our little house, so I'm kind of getting tired of them. So I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I went that route. So I think I'm going to make the drop cloth curtains for in here, because I don't like the white with that wallpaper. But won't that be pretty? I think it'll be really pretty. It'll match my stuff really well. Wow, am I all over the place? I told Julie today, I don't think I'm going to go live and show him this stuff. I didn't get that much stuff. And look at me. Here I'm on for an hour. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Dolores. Hi, Susie. Thanks, you guys. And Sandy. Thanks, Joan. Tiffany blue. Yeah, I love that. Hi, Susie. Robin Eggs blue. Yeah, aqua. There it is, Joan Records. I didn't see you, Joan. Aqua was the word I was looking for. There's Kathy. Hi, Kathy. And Tracy. Yes, and the curling ribbon. Yep, that's right. Hi, Alma. No. Oh, well, my house, we've lived here 20 years, so yeah, it's not old, but it's older. And I wonder what a Nelly band is, Joan. I'm so curious about that. I wonder, I mean, where'd that ribbon go? It must have, because it went in front of her name. It says N-E-E, Miss Mary H. Brett. N-E-E. I don't know what that means. Anyway. Candle wrap. Oh, for the ribbon? That's a good idea. You call it something different, but I use it in junk journals to slide this underneath. oh, the belly band. You guys call them a belly band. I call them a sash. I don't like the word belly. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. I thought you were coming up with what this NEE was. I thought you were telling me what that was. So, okay. Thanks, Joan. You like the tiny Santa, Susie? Remember when we made them? You like the trees too? I did too. I thought they were great little trees. And for $5, yeah, all day long. And a package of 4 pipe cleaner snowman, putting them in my booth. How much would be a reasonable price, Vicky? I mean, you could probably get $10 a piece. I'd have to see them, but $10 a piece would be very fair. 20 would be probably tops. I mean, I've seen them for more. It just depends on how old they are and how intricate, you know, are they holding something? Or are they just standing there? But I'd say if you want to sell them $10 a piece, you'll sell them for sure. At least around here you would. 20, they might sit a little bit, but you would probably get it. It depends on too what you're, you know, how you display them and what they're around. You know what I mean? Like if you have a bunch of precious moments, let's say, no offense, but you have precious moments, let's say, and then you have those little pipe cleaner people. It's not maybe a great way to display them, but if you have them displayed with antique things and some shiny brights and stuff like that, then anyone perusing that sort of thing would know. So that's my opinion. I don't know. You've never, Robin? Hi, honey. Oh, thank you, May. Hi, May. Thanks, Joy. You like that cabinet card, Sue? I loved her hat. You wish you could find the hat. I know, May. They are so hard to find. Hi, Ann. Thank you. Hey, Robin. Thank you. And Cheryl. Hi, you guys. Thanks, May. A dotted Swiss. I don't know. Ask Marilyn. Marilyn, is this dotted Swiss? It's polka dots. I don't know. I've heard of dotted Swiss, but I don't know what it is. My kitchen is accented in that random way. Oh, I love that. Mine is right now too. It's got little pops of red here and there. You love the tree. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that Jamie that was a lot of research to figure out how to make them, and then it was just more time consuming fringing out the wool and finding the right kind of wool to use for those batting trees, and then getting the wires to bend and getting the sizes right. You know, they graduate, so all of that. I did keep that video in the group so I can redo it, but those trees were quite a project for us to figure out. They were great to present once we figured, Julie and I figured it out. She figured it out more than I didn't figure it out. She figured it out. I gave up a long time ago, and she's like, I'm going to get this, and she did, and we shared. Hi, Julia. Thanks, Sue. Kathy Dean, beautiful. It brings back so many memories of my mother's tree with I know. I saw, what's her name? Mary Beth Wilhelm, MB, at home. Oh, what's her page name? I can't think now. MB, something about MB. She changed it. I can't remember her new page name. Anyway, she loaded up a tree. Loaded. I don't know if I can find it or not. Let me see. Living with MB. There you go. It's Mary Beth Wilhelm. Yeah, I knew that. I need living with MB. Let me see if she shows it. Yeah, here it is. So here it is. This was my inspiration for wanting to load out a tree. But yeah, she started working on collecting these things this summer, actually, whenever she saw vintage ornaments. And she has a few of them, like Hobby Lobby makeover. Whoops, sorry, it's in a video. Some of them are Hobby Lobby. They're kind of a mix, because if you did all of that in vintage, you'd have a couple $1,000 probably. But anyway, she has hours and hours and hours hanging. So I have a lot, but nothing like that. And I didn't notice she had several strands. No, I don't think her beaded garlands are old because they're big. I've never seen any like that. But isn't that tree spectacular? I just thought it was spectacular. So it kind of inspired me to really want to go more vintage. And I started to stop at Hobby Lobby to look, but I thought, no, you know what? I really want old. So I've been, like the bigger bulbs, like if you're curious, the bigger bulb like this was $6, $6.50 a piece. Some booths were higher. I went with the lady that was $6 a piece for a decent sized bulb. The tiny bulbs like this were $1 a piece. Sometimes you could find them in a bag where it would be less, but I went $1. They were a little bit bigger than this, but I went $1. They were more like maybe that size. And then a size about like this was about $3 a piece. So I loaded up on those. Really more than any, obviously I didn't buy anything else, but that mostly that's what I bought. I bought the quilts to cut and probably share some in the group, and then that journal I bought to share. My doily lady was there. Oh, and I got a whole lesson on how to iron because you girls that have bought the doilies for me, you know how they're so starched and pristine. So many of them, they're ironed and also nice. Not everything that I get, but from her, they're always extra. And she's like, I can't not do it. It's her thing. And her kids were there laughing, you know, because we were talking about it. And I said, my mom can iron something and it just comes out beautifully. And when I iron, like I can iron a white blouse and I can spray it, I can steam it. And you still see the wrinkles in it. I don't know how these girls get it so good. And anyway, I said something about spray starch. And she's like, oh, she was mortified. She's like, throw that away. Do not ever use spray starch. She hated it. Don't use it. And Julie and I were like, really? We like spray starch. No spray starch. She said, you get a mister and you mist it. And then you steam iron it. And she said, you pressure and patience and you'll get your wrinkles out. And then she said that when Stayflo, I think it was Stayflo was the brand, they quit doing the starch that she liked. And she called the company. She said, this is my business and I use this and this is how I do it. And she says, what am I supposed to do now? She called them and they told her to use cornstarch and to put it in water not dilute it, not dissect it. What's the word? Not distill it. What's the word I want? Disintegrate it. You know what I mean? Like melt it, whatever. I can't think of the word. Make it go away and turn into liquid. Anyway, whatever that is. And then you added hot water to it. She said boiling, rolling, boiling hot water to it. And then when it dissolved, that's the word I want. When it's all dissolved, she puts it in the sink, and then she fills her sink up with water, and she will put her linens in one at a time, wring them out, take them and hang them, clip them to drip dry, to drink. I've got dirt on me. I do. Where did I get that? Jeez. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm all dirty. Obviously I'm working with dirty things. Anyway, she drips them dry, and then she goes in and irons them all and folds them and irons the creases in. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, you know, I'm a buyer from her. She buys and puts stuff back for me, for you. And I'm like, you don't have to do that with our stuff. We are not that fussy. I said, a lot of people, I cut things up. My people cut, oh no, I could never sell it if it wasn't really nice. And so anyway, yeah, she's got like nice people that like it. They expect it from her to be pristine. Her thing, I mean, I should have showed you her booth. Like everything is just amazing how she displays it. So wonderful. Marilyn, you like my sign? Hi, Cynthia. Thank you, Gail. I hate when I show it. It's just a vinyl side. It's really not a great house, but my stuff is what makes it, I think, for me. You know, my husband hates it. He's like, you have too much crap. He hates my crap, but makes me happy. So thank you, Carolyn. So I really am just sharing, and I didn't dress up for this. We really did go to a shower today, and then I was at my daughter's and I just didn't change my clothes. So you remember. So nice. Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Marilyn. Thanks, Bonnie. Oh, you guys, thank you. Kids don't understand. I know, Gail, you're right. But you guys get it. Yes, you get it. Peggy gets it. Thank you, Dolores. But you know what I mean. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Audrey. You guys, that's so nice of you. You're all so kind. Thanks, Sandy. Everything I still remember first time seeing your live was that piece hanging up in your stairwell. Oh, was it really? I think I did that in Debbie Riggs' group. I'm pretty sure I made that in there, or one like it. You like the dress too, Dolores? I do too. Julie sent that to me. She saw it on Pinterest, one a lot like it, and she sent it to me, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to figure that out. So I love your tree. Thank you. Yeah, the tree's coming along. Now the bottom of my tree, like I told Julie, the top 2/3 of my tree is fantastic, or for me. But the bottom third is not very great because little Millie, I have a little 3-year-old, and she loves to rearrange everything. So nothing glass or fancy went down low. So from like, I don't know, my thighs up is pretty, and the rest isn't very pretty. So anyway, but yeah, I try to put anything unbreakable low, so my tree's a little off, but it's fine. I love that. You like that blue too? I do too. Knee means child. Pamela. Awesome. I did not know that, so that makes sense. So, and it's Miss Mary Brett. Miss Mary B. Brett. So knee, Miss Mary H. Sorry. Miss Mary H. Brett. How awesome. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me that. Pamela, that's awesome. There you go. We all learned something. Julia, thank you. It means maiden name. Okay, Janet. Born as. Okay, Bobby. Oh, you guys, thank you. It means maiden name. Okay. Dotted Swiss has raised fuzzy dots. Okay, Marilyn said that is not dotted Swiss. Dotted Swiss is raised. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, there's my mom. So hi, Mom. Okay, guys, that's all I have. So if you missed it, I shared all of the items that I found while antique shopping in Springfield, or it wasn't in Springfield. We went to the Don Scott Antique Market in Columbus, which is about an hour from my house. And I was sharing the things that we found and what I was going to do with it, or what inspired me to buy it, or whatever. We talked about all the things. And then I kind of ran you through the house and showed you like what I was going to do with it or whatever. So anyway, yeah, you never know where my videos are going to go. So we're going down this path, and all of a sudden, like, we go that way, and then we straighten back up again for a while, and then we veer off that way. I'm always all over. So anyway, thanks you guys for understanding me and sticking around. So it's been fun sharing, and I will see you all again next time. And thanks for joining me, and have a good rest of your night. It's almost 9 o'clock. So there's a little bit of night left. So I'm going to clean this mess up and get this stuff put away so that I can start my work week. We're doing a big decorate tomorrow. I have a client we always decorate for Christmas. So I'm going there. 2 of my painter girls are going to help me over there, get her house done ready for Christmas. So that'll be a fun day for us. Kind of breaks up the painting monotony of being on ladders all day, every day. So we'll get to do that, and then back to painting. So, and then I've got a full week. Let's see, we're setting up for a sale tomorrow, and then we'll have a sale in the group tomorrow, or Tuesday evening. I believe it's at 4:45. If we don't sell out, I may come over here. If there's enough, I'll come over here in the page and let you guys see what we have left. It's all handmade Christmas and vintage Christmas for you to craft with. And then just a few, not much of everyday. I don't really think there is going to be much of it. I don't know what Julie has. It's mostly Julie's stuff. And then I'm going to pull out some more pics from the website. So you guys can see what all I have under the Christmas tab. So I did order some new Christmas papers. They won't be here in time, but so yeah, pretty much everything Christmas that we have that we're not going to use. So if there's enough left over, I'm not going to schedule it or tell you guys a time or whatever, because I just don't know what's going to be left until the sale's over. So if you see me, it'll be Tuesday. See, we're doing 4:45, 5:45, 6:45. Might be 7:30ish, if maybe 8, and we'll just do whatever's left. We'll see. But like I said, I don't even know what she has. I know she's got over 100 items, but there's some that are like 5 ofs and, you know, like bags of bulbs or whatever it is. So I know it's not 100 individual items, but yeah, so this should take us a little bit to get through it all. So I'll see you all later. Thank you for joining me. The girls in the group, make sure you catch us over there on Tuesday. I know I've posted about a couple times. And tomorrow, if you're in the group, I will be doing our scavenger hunt drawings. So make sure you get your pictures posted. You have until midnight tonight to share the items that you have in the scavenger hunt, because we'll be doing the group scoop in tomorrow and or Tuesday. Might do it Tuesday, tomorrow or Tuesday. We'll do the group scoop for the month of December, and we will do the scavenger hunt drawings. So that'll be fun. That's always fun. So you guys, thanks for joining me, and I will see you all again real soon. I promise. Bye bye.